I've been the master for my acolyte.
Really? Well, brilliant. When one considers that your novice is about, how old? 13? 12?
14.
Aha! 14. I beg your pardon. That leaves us with quite a few years in which you weren't actively instructing your novice. Ha ha!
Are you still trying to change the world, old friend?
Blessed innocence, right?
Ah, so you don't think that's possible?
How about you?
Anything is possible.
Precisely. That was our motto as altar boys. But we're getting older, my dear friend, and we realise that there are far too many obstacles.
I understand you. Sometimes a monk's life is clearly too hard, with the many temptations around us.
No, that's not it. I'm not talking about temptations. I'm talking about us, the people.
I can see the direction your thoughts are headed towards, Eladio.
We're nothing more than poor ants who want to play at being the lion. We have the boldness, the gall, yet we're never going to be anything else but ants. It's disappointing to live in times like these, my friend. I hope that future generations will have more favourable opportunities than we had.
It's our duty to pave the way for them, Eladio.
Your duty, Leonardo. You were born for it. I wasn't.
I'm sorry to hear that you've lost your illusions, dear friend. Let's concentrate on the present, my friend.
And that without forgetting the past...
Without forgetting the past, naturally. Could we talk about Anselmo?
Back to work. Isn't that what it's called? Fair enough. We'll talk about Anselmo.
Did you have much contact with Anselmo?
Just the right amount. Sufficient, I'd say. I don't know how to put it. He wasn't exactly the friendliest monk in the whole order.
Did you have much contact with Anselmo?
Just the right amount. Sufficient, I'd say. I don't know how to put it. He wasn't exactly the friendliest monk in the whole order.
Anselmo's death arouses several points of suspicion.
What kind of suspicion?
How should I put it? The way he died was...
Strange.
That too, although selective was the word I was searching for.
Selective? I don't get it, my friend.
2 people were underneath the censer when it fell.
Sadly, Anselmo was the one to get hit. The abbot was lucky. Anselmo wasn't. Oh, get off it. It happened, that's all. Things like that happen now and then. Are you telling me you don't remember what happened to Father Macario?
If you don't mind, I'd rather not talk about Father Macario.
Whatever you say, but accidents like that do occur.
The abbot thinks the devil has something to do with Anselmo's death.
Stop beating around the bush. Evil is hanging over this abbey. Isn't that so?
Indeed it is. The devil.
Leonardo, you and I have travelled a lot. We've seen enough to know that the world doesn't need the devil to destroy itself. It's a very painful memory, but I had to cross a field full of dead bodies on the way to this monastery. I tried not to tread on amputated limbs and not step into the rivulets of blood. It's a grotesque and indecent spectacle I never hope to see again in my entire life. But believe you me, although the scene out there was worthy of one from hell, the hand of the devil had no part in it. It was mankind alone, man with his absurd wars.
In other words, in your opinion, the devil had nothing to do with Anselmo's death.
That's what I just said, my dear friend. In times like these, we should keep up more of a guard against our neighbours than against Satan himself. And besides, it doesn't make any sense to smash a poor monk's skull with a 200-pound censer, not even for the devil incarnate.
I have no more questions about Anselmo.
I have no more questions about Anselmo. Does that mean you're interrogating me?
You're my friend, but you're also a monk at this abbey. It's nothing personal.
Ah, well, in that case...
Are you familiar with the so-called hortus tuus?
That's what this is all about. You're going to be the Order's new copyist, right? Oh, yeah.
Not me, Bruno.
He'd better put some effort into it. Marcello is a hard taskmaster.
It looks that way.
Hortus tuus was what you said, wasn't it? Yes, sure I'm familiar with it. Of course I am. That book is good for one thing and one thing only, for the exam to become a copyist.
Is that so bad?
Leonardo, a horror is what it is. Utter nonsense. I'm not surprised that the writer signed his name as anonymous. Any herbologist in the world would have told that author a thing or two.
You'll have to explain that to me.
Belladonna, for example, has a relaxing effect. But this book says that the reason for that is because it's reminiscent of a woman's figure. You get it? Belladonna.
A rather blatant simplification.
But that's not all. Something basic. Oh, here it is. Chamomile. As you know, it has a laxative effect.
Yes.
In the book, it's listed among the poisons. God help us. I'm against burning books, but this piece of work... Oh, what's the point? Are you familiar with the book by Dioscorides?
Yes. De Materia Medica, about plants and poisons.
Precisely. It truly is an amazing book, isn't it?
Do you know anything about the alleged phantom in the library?
Yes. The majority of the Brotherhood is pretty upset about it.
But you're not.
The only things that upset me are the phantoms people see after chewing on certain plants. Although...
You know something about this subject, don't you?
Anselmo claimed to have seen him a few times. We're not talking about some ignoramus. Anselmo was a well-educated person. I don't understand why he said those things.
Maybe he really did see him.
Do you think so?
I believe in the power of reason. Sometimes people see things that their minds want to see. Anselmo saw something in the library. Whether it was a ghost or not is of little significance at the moment. Do you have any bitterwood plants here?
Anyway, I have the seeds.
Excellent.
Let's see if it comes back to me again. There they are. Take them, Leonardo. Use as many as you like. But give me back the crock afterwards, all right?
Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on it as if it were yours.
Tell me one thing. Are these seeds for Arcadio?
Yes, they're for him.
I'm saying it because I once wanted to give him a few bitterwort seeds. You know the story, my poor Clotilde so all alone. But it was impossible for me to open the crock.
Why didn't you just give him the whole crock full?
If I can't open it, do you think Arcadio will manage to?
You supply Martin with spices, don't you?
Yes, from time to time for his seasonings. He just stopped by this morning. Why do you ask, Leonardo?
Oh, no particular reason. I spoke with him recently and somehow we broached the subject.
I think he's great. Say, do you already know what's on the menu today? I hope your visit is occasion enough for something delicious.
He's cooked a soup.
Soup? Oh, well, whatever. I should have known when he asked me for oregano and thyme. But it doesn't matter. Martin cooks very tasty soups. I've got nothing to complain about.
I must go, Eladio.
What's the hurry?
I must serve the interests of the abbot. Please understand that.
Of course. I was only looking forward to talking some more with you.
We still have time left for that, my dear friend. Don't you worry. According to the legend, the Virgin Mary appeared at precisely this spot. Since then, there's been water beneath here, something which, in a purely physical sense, is utterly impossible where we are.
Master, let me do it.
Come on, Bruno. I'm sure the bucket is bigger than you are. How are you going to be able to get it up here full of water? Don't be childish.
I'm not a child. Let me do it. Help, Master. Help me. Please.
I warned you. You're much too impulsive. You deserve it.
I only wanted to help, Master.
It's enough when you don't touch a thing and speak only when I tell you to. That's all the help I need from you. I hope your interlude in the well helps you spend some thought on that.
What? Do you intend to leave me down here?
Only as long as necessary, Bruno.
But, Master,
Is the water drinkable?
I don't know. I didn't have enough time to... Don't laugh, Master. Get me out of here.
Can you climb out by yourself?
If I could, I would have done it already. I need your help.
Do you have any idea how I can get you out of the well?
Quickly, if that's possible. Otherwise, I'll catch cold.
I'll find a way to get you out. Stay right there.
What does that mean? Stay right there. Where shall I go? As a pilgrim on St. James's Way,